And this next campaign launching on February 1st is our Discord pick of the week, and it looks like a lot of fun. And this one is called Seas of Havoc, and this plays 1 to 5 players and takes about 45 to 75 minutes to play. And this is a deck building worker placement game of piracy. And this game plays over 2 phases. There's the high seas phase, and then there is the island phase. And the way that this game works is that players are each going to be captain of their own ship, and each ship will be very different from each other, especially as you develop it throughout the game. But you're also going to have a unique captain with an asymmetric ability. And at the start of each round, players are going to roll dice in order to randomly populate the board with different islands and rock formations that the players can visit, as well as different shipwrecks that the players can plunder for treasure. Players will have a main ship that navigates around on this board, interacting with the different locations and potentially engaging in battle with the other players. And depending on their ship, they're each going to have a unique starting deck of cards as well as unique upgrades to unlock throughout the game. And the first phase is known as the high sea phase, and this is the phase where players are going to be playing their cards and interacting with the board, moving around, attacking other players in order to earn infamy and resources. And across all the different cards, players will have a lot of different options in order to move their ship, but each card will have a specific way that the ship will be allowed to move, so there's going to be a lot of restriction with it as well. The thing that's really cool about this is that cards often have multiple options for you when moving your ship, especially after you upgrade them, so this is just one really interesting way that you can improve your options throughout the game and position yourself even better in the future. Some cards even grant you victory points, which are represented by these skulls, because skulls are always good when you're a pirate. And you can also unlock some special abilities if you have a flag matching the color at the bottom of the card. And to activate that ability, you would discard that flag, which I will get back to in a moment. Of course, you are a pirate, so you don't want to just be sailing around enjoying that fresh sea air. You also want to be firing cannons in the faces of your opponents and people you just don't like. So there are cards for that as well, and most of them have you firing from starboard or port. So this is important because it really matters the orientation of your ship on the board at the time that you activate these cards. And you might notice that these cards have some icons on them, and those represent the cost to play the card, because to fire your cannons, you're going to need some cannonballs. Players will be storing these on their player board, and you'll be discarding them anytime that you fire your cannons. Different attack cards can have different costs, and they can also have different ranges that they're able to attack as well. And if you're able to hit your opponent, then it'll earn you victory points, but it'll also earn them a damage card, which is worth negative victory points at the end of the game. But the fun doesn't stop there, because you can also find cards that mix both attack and movement together into a single card. There's also a ton of upgrade cards as well that will augment everything else that you do, and you'll definitely want to take advantage of those. And then once all players have had their turn, it moves on to the next phase of the game, which is the island phase. Instead of using your main ship for this portion of the game, each player also has 3 smaller skiff ships, and these are going to be used as workers, and you're going to be sending them out to different islands in order to perform different actions depending on the island that you visit. So players are going to want to visit these islands to best prepare themselves for the following rounds, and you'll be able to do things like replenish your cannonballs, upgrade your ship with up to 2 upgrades, or burn cards or add cards to your deck, or take that first player token, or you can send your ship to claim one of the 4 flags at the top of the board, which I had mentioned earlier, and you can discard these later in the game to activate a special ability of one of your cards. And the game continues like this, alternating between these 2 rounds until the damage deck runs out, and then at that point, players tally up their score, and the player with the most points wins the game. And this is the campaign that I'm most excited about and most likely to back this week. We'll see if I actually pull the trigger. I still have Dead Reckoning on the way, but honestly I think I might actually like this one better because it looks a lot less fiddly and a lot more streamlined, and the package that this one is offering is really compelling. And I really like the deck building in this and how a single card can offer a ton of different options. And the worker placement looks like a lot of fun as well, especially when you can get those flags, which can change the options that you have when you're using your cards. And the more friendly artwork and deluxe components I've seen so far are really going to make this pop on the table. And if you're at all interested in this one like I am, definitely click that notify button, because this one will be offering an early bird, and that will be for a Sea Monster expansion that you'll get added to your pledge completely for free. That also sounds really cool.